Good afternoon here in Bristol, Florida at Veterans Park. We're here for Okeechobee versus Marianna. We're about to get things underway as the coaches and the umpires are gathering in the circle to try to get this machine right where they want it. Okeechobee has already played one game this morning. They played Spring Hill, and they won in the last inning on a walk-off 7-6. And Marianna won very easily over West Fallujah 11-2. So both of these teams come in here having won one game in this pool play round robin, as the top four teams will advance to the bracket play. The bracket play will start Monday, as we'll continue pool play tomorrow, as everyone will play everyone, and we'll get it started with Okeechobee batting first, and that'll be Levi Larson, the pitcher for Okeechobee, and he looks at the first pitch. As they can do that, you get 5 pitches or 3 strikes, whichever one comes first. And he looks at the second pitch. So he's got his 2 pitches, and he better be getting ready to swing now. And he swings, and it's a slow roller down the third base line, and all third baseman can do is just eat it. By the time he got the ball, Larson was already on first. So Okeechobee will have a runner on first. They'll have E.J. McQueen coming up to bat with a Larson over there on first. And he'll just look at it. And Larson is going to head down to second. And he'll swipe that bag. Now Okeechobee is in business as they have a runner in scoring position for E.J. McQueen. I want to give you our shout-out number. Please do not, as the fellow broadcaster, line right back up the middle as the coach had to duck out of the way. He gets past the outfield all the way to the fence. And E.J. McQueen rounding second, rounding third, headed toward home. And both runs will score easily as Okeechobee jumps out to an early 2-0 lead over Marianna. That was a rope hit by E.J. McQueen as the coach on the pitch machine had to duck out of the way. But real quickly, our shout-out number, 850-643-6237. That's 850-643-6237. Please text your shout-outs. Please do not call, as we cannot answer the phone. And that'll bring in Ruben Guerrero for Okeechobee. It's probably going to be the coach's son, Ruben Guerrero. And he hits it to third. Third baseman grabs it, and he throws him out. Nice play by the third baseman for Marianna. That's going to be Mason Lewis. Marianna gunned him down over there. So 1 out in the top of the first. Okeechobee leads 2-0. And that'll bring up Jacoa Spencer for Okeechobee. We have 1 out, nobody on. And Spencer swings and he misses. He has looked at one and now he swung at one. But again, you get 5 pitches or 3 strikes and he swings and a miss. Now he has got 2 strikes on him. Now the coach is telling him, you got 2 strikes on you. And Okeechobee, coach fires it in there again, and he decides to look at this one. I believe he's got 4 pitches on him, so he's going to have to swing at this one. He cannot afford to take any more pitches. And he does, and he fouls it straight back. Fouled it straight back. The coach that is on the pitch machine for Okeechobee has a very unique style. He puts his hand up, and right as he drops it, he takes it down. It's probably some timing mechanism for the players. And he hits it right back to the pitcher, and the pitcher fires to first, and the throw is offline. And Spencer's going to be able to get all the way to third on that errant throw by, I believe that is going to be Garrison Mitchell on the errant throw. So Spencer's on third on the error. And they got Walt Fortner. Walt Fortner now at the plate with a runner on third base. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Again, I want to remind you that both these teams won their first game that they played here today. And Fortner hits a hard ground ball to third base. And he gets him. Nice play over there again by Mason Lewis. But that did bring in Spencer from third. So it was a productive out. You always want productive outs, and that was that indeed. Fortner will get credit for the RBI. When you make outs, you either want to advance the runner or score the run, and that's what he done there. So 2 outs here in the top of the first. Okeechobee leading 3-0. And that's foul ball popped up down the third base line. And this is Kyler Codam. Kyler Coden. Not sure exactly the pronunciation on the last name, but we'll go with Kyler Codam. He's going to be the center fielder for today's game. Coach giving some instruction where to stand. Got a shout out here. Shout out to Jacoa Spencer. Okeechobee team, we love you. We're still listening from home. Cheering you on. Go Chobee. Starting to get very dark here in Liberty County where the state tournament's being held. We see some very dark clouds, and we hope they stay far away so we can get these games in. And Codam hits it back to the pitcher, and he throws it over to first, and they get Codam for the third out of the inning. And that'll take us to the bottom of the first, where Marianna will get their turn with the bats, and we'll take you to a commercial break.
Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Dixie Youth Baseball has now given over $1,240,000 to former Dixie Youth players and scholarships. Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program.
Florida Dixie Youth All-Stars, Sheriff Eddie Joe White welcomes you to Liberty County. Sheriff White understands all the hard work that has brought you to Bristol and salutes your efforts. He and his staff of deputies and admin personnel wish you the very best. Win or lose, it's about sportsmanship and doing your best. Good luck from Sheriff Eddie Joe White, serving Liberty County with fairness and honesty.
Welcome back to Bristol, Florida, here at Veterans Park. We have Marianna fixing to get their turn. with the bats. Leading off will be Riley Atkinson. He'll be the shortstop for Marianna. He'll be hitting out of the left-hand side of the batter's box. So he sits there and takes the first pitch. He gets some instruction from the coaches. And he steps back in there. He fouls it straight back. So he steps back out as they give the coach a new ball. And now he's ready. Pounds the bat on the home plate. Coach fires the ball, and he hits it to the outfield. And Okeechobee, that'll be what we call a left center fielder, makes a fine catch to retire Atkinson. And that'll be the first out of the inning. As we're here in the bottom of the first with one out. And that'll bring up Brody Guy, the catcher, who just takes the first pitch. The catcher fires it back to the pitcher. Coach is ready. He spins that ball in the machine, and Brody Guy swings and misses. He'll have one strike on him. Again, it's 5 pitches or 3 strikes. This double-A pitching machine, and he hits it to the shortstop. Shortstop gathers it and fires it to first. And they get him for out number 2 here in the bottom of the first inning. So Okeechobee quickly has 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Nobody on base. And the third hitting 3-hole is Garrison Mitchell, playing the pitcher position for Marianna. Hitting out of the left-hand side of the batter's box. Two outs for Marianna. Nobody on base. Coach is ready. He spins it, and Mitchell swings in a big miss. He steps out, gets some advice from the coach. Coach fires another one in there, and Mitchell decides to take a look at that one. Mitchell's ready again, and he's going to hit this one to the second baseman. Second baseman gathers it, fires over to first, and Marianna will go quietly. 3 up and 3 down. You don't see that too often in Double-A, but it was the case this time. And we'll go back to our commercials. You're listening to the Double-A State Tournament on JockJive.com.
At Conyers Hardwood Flooring, we want you walking all over us. Conyers has been serving the Big Bend area since 2005 and provides all types of flooring materials and labor. Conyers Hardwood Flooring does nail-down installation, sand and finish hardwood floors, refinish existing hardwood floors, and more. Plus, Conyers is very active in the community. Conyers Hardwood Flooring in Bristol. Call 850-643-6432 or 694-3447. David Jackson Summers is a candidate for Liberty County Judge. David is committed to the qualities we need in an office holder. He is dedicated, respectful, and will pursue progress. For the first time in 22 years, the people of Liberty County have a choice in who our county judge will be. Take the opportunity to vote David Jackson Summers for your county judge. Political advertisement approved and paid for by David Jackson Summers for county judge.
And we're back here at Veterans Park in Bristol, Florida, bringing you the Double-A State Tournament for the Florida Pitching Machine Traditional Division. Okeechobee and Marianna here, where Okeechobee finds himself leading 3-0 in the top of the second inning, as they quickly retired Marianna 3 up and 3 down. Quickly give you the shout out number, 850-643-6237. It's 850-643-6237. Up first for Okeechobee, we have David Busbin, the third baseman. And he just looks at the first one. And he's going to hit the second one. It hit the second baseman's glove and popped right out of there. So Busman will be safely standing on first base. It was a line drive hit. It hit the second baseman's glove, but it just fell out of there. So Okeechobee will have Busman on first base. No outs. That'll bring up Matthew Beville. He's the catcher. Busman's going to take off, and he'll be standing on second. And Okeechobee will have a runner in scoring position. That's Busman over there on second base. Beville going to try his best to bring him in. Coach is telling him, scoot up, can't hit it right there. And Beville, big swing and a miss. Busman's going to take off toward third. And I think they threw the ball down there, and the ball got away from the third baseman, and Busman's going to be standing up over there on third. They're going to have a runner, Busman, on third. No outs. See if, and Beville, big swing and a miss. So he'll have 2 strikes on him. He's going to try his best to bring his buddy, David Busman, in to score. Try to add to this lead. And Beville just decides to look at that one. And I believe this next pitch is going to be the 5th pitch. So he ain't going to have much of a choice but to swing at this one, no matter where it's pitched. He does, and it was a little high, but he had to swing at it because it was pitch number 5. So that'll go down as a K if you're keeping your scorecard at home. That'll be 1 out here in the top of the second. And that'll bring up Cody Clanton Jr. as pitch was offered, and he kind of got away from the catcher, but Busman didn't get too far off of third down there. Clanton Jr.'s ready, and he swung at a high one there. And Busman's getting a little greedy, getting a little dangerous over there. The coach gets the ball back. Clanton's ready, and he just looks at that one. Quickly, the coaches for Okeechobee, Ruben Guerrero, James Beville, Bobby Codum, and Cody Clanton Sr. If you've been paying attention, you would know that all them coaches have sons on the team. Big reason why they're probably coaching. And that's another strike, swing, and miss for Cody Clanton Jr. He'll take a walk back to the dugout after that strikeout. So that'll be 2 outs in the top of the second. And Okeechobee still has that runner on third, David Busman, standing over on third base. And coach wants to have a talk with, it's going to be John Richards now, the left fielder. He says, we need to get this run in. And that's what he's going to try to do. And he hits it to the second baseman. And they get him out. And that should be 3 outs. And it is. And they'll change sides. Now they're saying that was only 2 outs. So I evidently counted an out where there wasn't an out. And they're discussing it amongst themselves out there. So now John Richards, who I thought just hit, but looks like he's going to get another. I beg your pardon. This is Isaac Alaines. I think is how you pronounce his name. Well, no, it is Richards. If I do apologize, but this is the lineup that I was given by the coaches, so I'm going by that lineup. Now the coach on the pitch machine is complaining about how the machine is throwing the ball, and then when he does, usually throws a strike, which is the case with pitch machine. They want to get it just right. That's our umpire for today, or Joe Farrellio behind home plate. He's been umpiring Little League for almost 50 years. Jim Davidson in the field, another excellent umpire. And that's Richards. Hits it to third base. He fires over to first, but the throw will be late. So they'll have Richards standing on first. And since that was not the third out that I had scored, that run from third, which was Busbin, we will have to count that run. So Okeechobee will be leading 4-0 here in the top of the second inning. And they have Richards halfway in between first and second. And I mean, he was well off the bag, which usually that's something you would do when you have a runner on third, but not when you're the only runner on, especially with what I would assume would be 2 outs. And so we'll rule that a infield hit for Richards over there. And it's a foul ball by, now this is Isaac Alaines up to hit now. He fouled that one on behind the third base dugout. Lanes is ready. Coach fires him another one in there. He hits a slow roller down third base, and it was just like a swinging bunt almost. There wasn't much that the third baseman, Mason Lewis, could do with it. Mason Lewis has made some really good plays already, but not much he could do with that one. So that'll bring up Stokes. I believe is going to be our batter. That is Deuce Stokes. I believe his first name is Carter. I think his friends like to call him Deuce. That's what they wrote on the scorecard anyway. And the coach is ready. He's going to throw it to Stokes. And Stokes hit a pop-up right over the second baseman. Second baseman didn't quite go back far enough. As they throw it back to the pitcher. And number 9 on third base, Richards, didn't want to try the arm out. So the bases will be loaded now for Okeechobee. That brings us back to the top of the lineup. That's Larson. As Levi Larson is now at the plate with the bases loaded. And so we got Stokes on first, Alaines on second, and Richards on third. And Larson hits it back up the middle. Second baseman fields the ball, and there wasn't nothing he could do with it. By the time he got the ball, Larson was already standing on first base, but it'll score Richards from third. So another RBI And the bases are still loaded for Okeechobee. And the Okeechobee coach feeds the machine. Now we got E.J. McQueen. E.J. McQueen's the one that had that big hit earlier. Scored 2 runs. And the coach is ready. And he feeds the machine again. And E.J. McQueen had a big cut, but he was off and he missed it. Bases are still loaded, and what we believe is 2 outs. But after the mishap, I'm not real sure. And E.J. McQueen swings and another big cut. So now we got 2 strikes on E.J. McQueen. Bases are still loaded. I believe we got Elaine is on third, Stokes on second, Larson on first. McQueen is at the bat. He's looking to do some damage with these bases are full. Coach has got the ball, and he's telling him to dig in there. And he hits it right back up the middle. And it's going to be a dead ball, I believe, as it hit the machine. We'll let them sort it out. But when it hits the machine, it's going to be a dead ball. And everybody stops. If it hits the cord, though, it's still live. So that'll be a RBI for E.J. McQueen as Okeechobee now leads 6-0 over Marianna. And that'll bring up Ruben Guerrero. And he'll just look at that one. And Guerrero elects to look at another one. Again, Okeechobee still has the bases loaded, leading 6-0 in the top of the second inning. 2 outs, and he hits a long fly ball, and it's going to be foul. So, after looking at the first 2, he hit a long fly one, but it was foul. So he'll come back, and long time ump says, let's do it over. Coach feeds that machine, and he does it again, and it's going a little more foul that time. So he's swinging a little bit early down there. Coach, I'm going to tell him, let that ball travel. Be patient. He's all over it, but he's just early. If he puts it in play, it may be going a ways. And he does this time, and it goes past the third baseman. Left fielder's going to gather it. And 2's going to score. And that'll be it until the pitcher gets it. It'll be an RBI double for, that's Ruben Guerrero that had the big hit. As Okeechobee is really doing some damage here after what we thought was a third out. And they brought the players back out and said, no, that's not 3. They have really got the bats hot. This will be Jacoa Spencer as he hits it right back up the middle. Shortstop's going to gather it, and he will not throw. He'll run Guerrero back to third base. And Marianna will plate another run as they lead now 9-0. They got runners at the corners, and that'll bring Walt Fortner up to the plate. Again, runners at the corners, 2 outs, top of the second, and Fortner was showing bunt as that was Spencer that decided to swipe second. Quick shout out here. Another one for Jacoa Spencer. Uncle Colt loves you, bud. Wish I could be there, but I'll take you out when you get back. That was Jacoa Spencer that just stole second. Hearing from Uncle Colt there. And that's Walt Fortner fouling one off and out of play. Again, we got runners on second and third now, as they want Fortner to do some more damage. And he hits it to second base. And second baseman fires, and they say he's safe. And I think that's going to be the inning, as you can only score 7 runs in an inning, as Okeechobee played another run to take it to 10-0 over Marianna, and that's 7 runs in the inning. So that's going to do it for the top of the second inning, as Okeechobee now leads 10-0 over Marianna. When we come back, Marianna will get their turn at the plate to try to get some runs on the board. You're listening to the Traditional Division AA Machine Pitch on jockjive.com.
Roberts Construction, with offices on Sherman Avenue in Panama City, are proud supporters of Dixie Youth Baseball. Roberts understand the importance of instilling the positive characteristics that team sports provide. The ability to work together for a common goal, pick a teammate up when they are down, and praise a job well done are traits that will serve the young athletes well throughout their lives. And at Roberts Construction, we are proud of these young gentlemen and ladies. David Jackson Summers is a candidate for Liberty County Judge. David is committed to the qualities we need in an office holder. He is dedicated, respectful, and will pursue progress. For the first time in 22 years, the people of Liberty County have a choice in who our county judge will be. Take the opportunity to vote David Jackson Summers for your county judge. Political advertisement approved and paid for by David Jackson Summers for county judge.
Welcome back to Veterans Park here at Bristol, Florida, as we got the AA state tournament here, Traditional Division, as they do have a B division, but the traditional winner will go on to, I think it's Robertson, North Carolina. The B division, they just get to call themselves the state champ. As we have Marianna batting here in the bottom of the first inning. Bottom of the second inning. It's Brody Dykes. He is playing first base today. Coach is ready. Okay. And Brody Dykes roped one, and he'll be standing on second after that. And that's a good sign for Marianna, because right now they need base runners, and that's the way you mount a comeback right there. Lead off, get your lead off on, and start hitting them in. That'll bring up Mason Lewis, who has been doing really good on the defense. So we'll see if his bat can pick it up too, as he looks at the first one. The coach is ready. He's going to spin it in there. And Mason Lewis hits one, but it's going to go out of play on top of one of those tents down there on the first base side. As Mason is going to go back and he'll recollect his bat. he gets his sign from the coaches, and the coach is ready. He's going to spin that ball in that machine. Mason hits it to the shortstop. Shortstop throws him out at first. And, that's going to be Brody Dykes went to third. They overthrew third, and he went home. And so Marianna will have one on the board. So that was as we said before, you always want productive outs. So he was able to, that was Mason Lewis was able to advance the runner. And then on the overthrow, he was able to score. So definitely something Marianna needed to pump some life into them. And that is Press Nolan, the left fielder. There's a little blooper that went under the shortstop's glove there. And Marianna has another base runner. Again, that's what they need right now, is they need base runners in the worst way. We want to be able to mount a comeback. They are now down 10-1. Down 10-1 to Okeechobee. As they have Jacoby Moss. Jacoby Moss now at the plate. They got Press Nolan standing on first base over there. And Moss hits a little dribbler, gets past the shortstop, rolls to the outfield, and they'll hold Nolan up at second. So they got Nolan and Moss standing on second and first. So good sign for Marianna. Now we got Cole Allgood batting for Marianna. We'll see if he can get these runners in. And he bunts, and it's a foul ball. Not a bad option there for Cole Allgood. We'll see if the coaches elect to stay with the bunt or if they want to swing away. And he just elects to look at that one. He definitely wants them to in scoring position, but you hate to give up an out. And he elects to swing away, and it gets, first baseman has trouble with it, and the runner rounds second, but the runner at third was not going. Moss goes back to second. He's tagged out. And the runner at third goes home, and he's going to be tagged out. So Marianna just ran themselves into some outs. And they ended a really good scoring opportunity there as they had runners in scoring position. But Moss had rounded second, and the runner at third was not going home. And just real unfortunate for Marianna as they ran themselves out of the inning. Well, we'll take another break and pay some bills here. You're listening to the AA Traditional Division State Tournament on JockJive.com.
At Conyers Hardwood Flooring, we want you walking all over us. Conyers has been serving the Big Bend area since 2005 and provides all types of flooring materials and labor. Conyers Hardwood Flooring does nail-down installation, sand and finish hardwood floors, refinish existing hardwood floors, and more. Plus, Conyers is very active in the community. Conyers Hardwood Flooring in Bristol. Call 850-643-6432 or 694-3447.
Real quick, I want to get the Marianna coaches in this broadcast. Manager is Jesse Allgood. Assistant coach Waylon Dykes. Assistant coach Brian Mitchell. Assistant coach is Bradley Flowers. Coaches for Okeechobee again. Ruben Guerrero is your manager. Assistant James Beville. Assistant Bobby Codum. And assistant Cody Clanton Sr. And those are your coaches. And it looks like they're ready to play again. We'll have Walt. It's not going to be Walt Fortner. It's going to be Kyler Codum will be our guy at the plate. And coach looks ready. And Codum puts a charge in it. And it's going to fall fair right in between the third baseman and the left fielder. It just kind of fell in no man's land out there. And all Codum can do is a single out of that. I'm not sure if I was watching the ball. And he should have at least made two out of that one. But anyway, they got a Codum standing over there on first. And that'll bring up David Busbin for Okeechobee. Not sure where Busbin is, but if he had to, there he is. He's hiding behind old Farolito. And he shows bunt, pulls it back, and they just wanted to get Codum down to second. We'll see if Busbin elects to stay with the bunt. He's acting like he wants to. Now he's pulling it back. He's going to hit away, and he does to the shortstop. Shortstop gathers it, fires it, and it's like he couldn't handle it over there. Busbin runs down to second on the errant throw, and on throw to second, the runner at third is going to run home. That is Codum will score after they try to throw out Busbin at second. So that will take your score to 11-1, Okeechobee over Marianna. Sharp hit ground ball to first, and it goes to right field, and they get it in quick. And that was Matthew Beville that hit that. Busman will go down to third, and they'll have runners at the corners. And that'll bring up Cody Clanton Jr. He's got runners at the corners. 11-1. And that is Matthew Beville that's going to scamper down to second. The coach has got the ball back in hand. He's going to feed that machine. Soft dribbler. And the first baseman fielded it. And when he did, he balled it into foul territory. So it was a fair ball. But while he was trying to go tag first, the runners on second and third scored. So now we have 13-1 Okeechobee over Marianna with a runner on first. And that's going to bring up John Richards. And they're going to try to beat him out. It was a ground ball to the first baseman. It was a race to first. And that is number 15, Brody Dykes. And he won the race to first. So that is an out, which I believe is going to be the first out of the inning for Okeechobee, who's still batting, and that's going to bring up Isaac Alanes. Alanes offers and misses. They are stopping play for some reason. I'm not sure what they're doing. Oh, I see it now. The runner on second, which is, that is Cody Clanton Jr. Had a problem with his shoe. The coach went out there to help him out. So we'll get back to play here. And Alames offers out another one, and he misses. And Alames offers at that one, and he fouls it off. They're ready. Lanes is ready. And he offers. That's going to be strike three as he misses again. So that'll be 2 outs now. But we still got Cody Clanton Jr. standing on second base out there. Okeechobee now has 2 outs to work with. Runner on second base. And this will be Carter Stokes, or Deuce Stokes, as they like to call him. And he hits a slow roller, and it's going to roll foul. Third baseman smartly let it roll foul before he handled it. Again, this is the top of the third inning. Okeechobee leading 13-1 over Marianna. As the coach has got the ball, and he offers. It's going to be foul ball the other way now. Again, the shout-out number is 850-643-6237. 850-643-6237. Please text. No phone calls, please. No phone calls. And Stokes hits it to first base, and he fields it cleanly. Puts his foot on the bag, and that'll do it for this half of the inning. And Okeechobee leading at 13-1, and we'll try and see if Marianna can do something with the bats. This is the AA state tournament here on JockJive.com.
Sportsmanship is one of the goals of Dixie Youth Baseball. At times, we see good sportsmanship displayed by everyone except for some adults. We feel that as adults, regardless of whether or not they're active in the program, they're supposed to set a good example. Everyone can do this as they sit in the stands cheering for their favorite team. Be a good example of sportsmanship. Yell for, not against a team. In this way, you can set a good example of sportsmanship. You're as much a part of the game as the umpires. So be a good fan by cheering for your team and not against the other. The scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball. Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did.
And we're back here at the state tournament here in Bristol, Florida at Veterans Park. And Marianna gets their chance to hit. And that was number 30, Blake Flowers, as he hits it to the shortstop. The shortstop fires over to first, and he gets. So that'll be the first out of the inning for Blake Flowers. He was the victim there. Third baseman grabs the ball for, that was Riley Ferris, the right fielder for Marianna, hits it to third base, and they fire him over first, and that's 2 quick outs for Marianna. And this is the number 12 batter for Marianna, Gabe Atkins. He is gathering his sign. He stands in there and he swings and misses at the first one. Atkins has got his sign again. And he swings and there'll be a liner over the pitcher's head. It'll go out to the center field. And the center fielder's going to fire all the way to first base. Overshoots it, and Atkins will go down to second. And Atkins will be standing on second. And that's exactly what Marianna needed right there. Especially when you're talking about your number 12 hitter. Need something good like that to happen. So that'll bring us back to the top of the lineup. Shortstop, Riley Atkinson. You get some runners on and the top of your lineup can do something here, you would be in business. So Riley Atkinson is going to look at the first pitch. He's ready for the second one now. He swings, and a big swing, and he didn't connect on anything there. As Atkins is offering like he wants to run over on second, but he just goes back to the bag. Atkinson steps back in there, swing, and hits it to the second baseman. Second baseman gathers it and fires it over to first, and they'll retire Marianna. We go to the top of the fourth. Okeechobee still leading 13-1. As you're listening to the AA State Tournament on jockjive.com.
When those taste buds are demanding delicious, make it the Cookhouse Restaurant in Blountstown. From steaks to sandwiches, cooks will have those buds saying, oh yeah. There's prime rib, crab legs, a variety of seafood and steaks, soup and salad bar, a complete dessert menu and ice cream bar, and more. The Cookhouse Restaurant is open 10 to 8 Monday through Thursday, till 9 on Friday and Saturday, and open at 7 a.m. Saturday for breakfast. The Cookhouse Restaurant is located on Main Street North. Player team and umpire specials available. David Jackson Summers is a candidate for Liberty County Judge. David is committed to the qualities we need in an office holder. He is dedicated, respectful, and will pursue progress. For the first time in 22 years, the people of Liberty County have a choice in who our county judge will be. Take the opportunity to vote David Jackson Summers for your county judge. Political advertisement approved and paid for by David Jackson Summers for county judge.
Welcome back to Bristol, Florida. We're here at Veterans Park. We've got Okeechobee and Marianna in the AA State Tournament. Okeechobee leading 13-1 here in the top of the fourth inning. Marianna has been unable to do anything with their bats, and it's been the exact opposite for Okeechobee, as they have hit the ball and hit it well. And we'll have, I believe it's going to be Larson. We'll have to, yep, that's who it is. It's going to be Levi Larson. So it's not good news for Marianna that they got the top of the lineup coming up. But we'll see if they can get 3 outs right quick, as quick as Okeechobee's been doing. Coach has got it, and he's ready to spin it. Larson has offered it too, and he's been unable to make connection. Coach has offered some words of encouragement and wisdom. I'm sure they're all positive. Now Larson has seen 4 pitches, so he'll have to swing at the next pitch regardless of where it is. So Coach has got it. He feeds the machine. Larson swings and hits it. And a diving catch by the shortstop. What a catch. And that's going to retire Levi Larson, but what a play by the shortstop. That's going to be Riley Atkinson. I thought for sure that was falling. That's exactly what Marianna needed right there. And that'll be 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. And that'll bring up E.J. McQueen, who has had a really good bat today. But right now he's got nobody on base and 1 out. But E.J. McQueen hits it soft roller to the shortstop, and Riley Atkinson really couldn't do nothing with that one. He'd have been doing more harm than good by trying to make that throw, so he just decided to hang on to that one. So E.J. McQueen will be over there on first base, and got Ruben Guerrero up at the plate now, and he's going to show bunt. McQueen will steal second. I don't think there's really no threat of Guerrero bunting as hard as he was hitting the ball last time. And Guerrero is ready. And he hit that one, but it went the other direction, so that's just a foul ball. It just counts as a strike. Guerrero's got McQueen over there on second. He's looking to do some damage. And long fly ball, falls in front of the left fielder. And they get it into the shortstop. And McQueen trying to figure out what to do. And he's gone. He's got him in a pickle. They throw it back to third, and third baseman had bobbled it. And once he did, McQueen knew what he was doing, and he ran home. McQueen was in a run down there for a little bit, but it only works if they keep catching the ball. So Ruben Guerrero will be on second base after that rundown. And that'll bring up Jacoa Spencer. And we got 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. It's a fly ball, and the catcher touches it before it rolls foul, so they won't. There'll be runners at the corners. Runners at the corners for Okeechobee. Bring Walt Fortner up to the plate. Okeechobee leading 14-1. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. He's getting some words from the coach, and he's showing bunt, but he's not going. He's going to pull it back, and that'll allow Spencer. Yeah, that was Spencer that swiped second base. So you got runners at second and third for Okeechobee. And Fortner offers that another pitch, and he'll swing and miss. So Fortner's got his buddies on second and third. The coach is ready. He's going to feed the machine again. Fortner hits a pop fly. The second baseman drops it. The runner at third is Guerrero, and he'll come in to score. So that'll take us to 15-1 now. And we got runners at the corners now, with Fortner reaching first base after he dropped that fly ball. And that'll bring up Kyler Codum. And Fortner is going to take off. Still second. They throw it to second, and the runner at third takes off and scores. So that'll take us to now That's Okeechobee leading by 15 now. And they hit it right back up the middle. Throw to first. And that should be 2 outs as Fortner advances to third. And that was Kyler Codum that was thrown out at first. And this is David Busman that hits the foul ball back. Again, we got all these tents lined up out there. Nobody in real danger of getting hit by a foul ball. While we have a minute, we'll do a shout out. Shout out to Kyler Codum, number 99 from Austin, Misty, and Bend. Let's go Okeechobee. I'll keep the shout outs coming. And that's Busman hits it to second base. It goes under his glove to the right center fielder, and that'll allow Walt Fortner to come in and score. So now we have a runner on first base. Okeechobee now leading by 16. That's Busman over there on first. Should have 2 outs by my count, but my count has not matched the umpires. So, as I say, this is unofficial. 2 outs, and the pitcher catches it, and that should be 3 outs, and it is. So, we'll count that as Matthew Beville popping up to the pitcher as out number 3, with Okeechobee leading 17-1 here in the 4th inning. And if Marianna can't put some runs on the board, then they would have to have a very big inning to extend this game. But let's keep it here and we'll do some reads. The Summer of Dixie is underway. Between now and mid-August, Jock Jive will be streaming all of this tournament, plus the AAA, Ozone, and T-Ball Florida Dixie Youth Baseball State Tournaments in Sebring, the Dixie Baseball 15U and Dixie Pre-Majors World Series, the AA, AAA, Ozone, and Majors World Series in Lumberton, and so much more. Catch it all right here on JockJive.com. Be sure to follow Jock Jive on Twitter and Facebook. On Twitter, we're at Jock Jive, and on Facebook, simply put Jock Jive Sports in the search engine. We give you scores, schedules, games, highlights, event updates, and more. Twitter and Facebook, a great way to keep up with Jock Jive Sports. And if you'll go to the Facebook page, our administrator has been putting all the scores from all the games. So if you were looking for someone in particular, you were wondering what the score was, you can go to Jock Jive on Facebook and you can be sure and catch the score of that game. Okay, now we have Brody Guy for Marianna is batting here in the bottom of the 4th. And like we said, Marianna has got to do some real damage here. It's 10, we're in the 4th inning, so the mercy rule is 10 runs after 4. And the most they could score is 7. So they would need to get it all the way to 8 to extend this game. And Brody Guy looks at another one. So, like I say, Marianna would need, they've got 1 run. They would need to take it all the way to, they would need to get the max amount of runs they could in this inning. And Brody Guy whiffs at another one, and he's going to strike out. And that's going to be 1 out for Marianna. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. And that's going to bring up Garrison Mitchell for Marianna. Again, not a really big loss here for Marianna. This is just pool play. This is not an elimination game. They'll play again today. And they did win their earlier game. That was Garrison Mitchell. It hit a ground ball to second base, and the second baseman fields it and throw him out. That's Garrison Mitchell that grounded out for the second out. So again, I will come back and later. Actually, this will be their last game of the day. They'll come back tomorrow morning and they'll play Spring Hill. They'll come back tomorrow morning and play Spring Hill and Brooksville and Bartow tomorrow. So they got 3 games tomorrow. So not done for Marianna. Still a lot of ball left for Marianna fans listening. And up to bat is Brody Dykes now. And Brody Dykes, the first baseman, with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth. Like I said, Marianna still got Spring Hill, Brooksville, and Bartow left to play. And Brody Dykes hits his shortstop. Shortstop fires to first, and it gets past the first baseman, and Dykes going to scoot over to second. So, like I say, 3 games tomorrow left in pool play for Marianna. So still a lot of baseball left for these youngsters from Marianna. And with Dykes on second base, that's going to bring up Mason Lewis. Mason Lewis up to bat now. He's going to whiff at one. Big swing and miss for Mason Lewis. So we got Brody Dykes on second. And Mason Lewis up to bat we got 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. They don't have a big 2-out rally. It should do it. And that's going to be fouled back, and it should fall on one of those tents out there. If he wants to fall on that Patriot one, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. And Mason Lewis is standing there, and he's ready. Mason Lewis hits a long fly ball, and it was right up against the fence. It would have been a tough play for the third baseman over there, but Mason Lewis is hanging tough. He's showing he ain't got no quit in him. They get another ball. He's been hitting some foul balls from this at bat. And he hits it down third base line. Third baseman gathers it, fires it to first, and he's going to throw him out. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. And I believe that that should do it. And it will. They're calling it a wrap after that. So it's going to be Okeechobee 17, Marianna 1 after 4 innings. But it's not done. Marianna still got 3 games tomorrow. And Okeechobee still has another game tonight. So if you're in Okeechobee and you're listening, come back at 7 o'clock. And they'll play Brooksville. Brooksville with a big win earlier. So if you're from Okeechobee, tune back in at 7. And they'll play Brooksville. For right now, this has been
coaches,
John Brock.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a lightning delay.
Listening on AA State Tournament.
Please remove all players
Bristol,
from
Florida,
the field.
On JockJive.com.
Position them to the dugout. We are in a weather delay.
Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you